Hey everybody, what's poppin'? Today I'm going to be talking about and reviewing Him. Let's see what we find. Dane and Mason are both gone today. Mason's dealing with his in-laws. I think Dane is hungover somewhere. I don't really know where he is. He could be dead. So pray for him, please. I know the reviews on this are pretty half and half on the positive and negative spectrum, and I think most people are leaning towards the negative. So I just want to talk to you guys today about what I thought about the movie, maybe what you should expect, and maybe how some people might be viewing it differently than I did. Now, first, let's address the elephant in the room. Okay, did I like this movie? Did I not like this movie? What are my thoughts? Well, guys, I went and saw it. My theater was showing it the night before its release date, so I went and saw it, hopped on that, because I've actually been looking forward to this movie for a long time, and I was excited to go see it. I thought the trailers, it looked really good and compelling, and so I was really eager to see this movie, and I'm not going to lie, I liked it, okay? I liked it. That might be controversial. Maybe half of you guys watching this are thinking I'm just a straight idiot and I have no taste. I'm scared because I don't know what I missed, and I feel like I'm going crazy because I don't feel like this movie is actually that bad and as terrible as people say it is. Or I'm worried that everyone else is just nitpicking this for absolutely no reason and it's not justified. I had a good time. I thought visually it was one of the most stunning things I've seen this year. The editing choices, I thought the acting performances were pretty good. Not amazing, but pretty good, pretty convincing. Now, the lead actor, played by Tyreek Withers, I don't think Tyreek Withers is a particularly good actor. He's a little bland for me, and although I liked this movie, I thought his performance was okay. I didn't think it was anything extraordinary. I saw him recently this year, too, in the movie, what the hell is it called? I forgot, because I hated it so much. I Know What You Did Last Summer, the sequel, so he was in that movie. I thought that movie sucked ass. I didn't think he did good in that movie either, but I did think Marlon Wayans, I did think he did an amazing job, and he was very convincing. So, yeah, mostly on the board, it was a very crazy, surreal film, very gritty, very dark. It deals with tones and themes of sacrifice, and a lot of people, their biggest complaint about this movie was that it's kind of just about sacrificing things and everything so you can have a good career and so you can be the best, top dog, kind of that neoliberal American sports culture thing where you literally sacrifice your health, your relationships, everything to become the GOAT, which is what this movie deals with kind of the entire film. And a lot of people, from the reviews that I'm reading, their biggest complaint is that it just hammers home that same fact over and over again, which I didn't get tired of it while I was watching it because I do think it's a very real problem in America today. And maybe I just don't watch enough football. That could very well be it, guys. I don't watch football. I watch the Super Bowl sometimes, and that's kind of it. So maybe there's just something it said about football that I don't understand that everyone's upset about. I don't know, but I think that overall message of the culture in sports and in industries and everywhere in America, that everything can be sacrificed, and technically, we say it should be God, family, work, and this movie kind of flips out on its head and it says it's actually work, family, God. So the way they explore that theme of neoliberalism in America and kind of just that sacrificing everything to get to the top, it looks like they're doing it through some Molochian, like Old Testament tones of Moloch. He's haunted by these kind of demon goat figures, which also has to do with the phrase like, oh, he's the goat, which I thought was a little corny, but in any case, he's haunted by all like these mascots and stuff, and I think what that represents is Moloch, the demon. What people would do is they'd sacrifice infant children to it, and in return they'd be promised with good crops or wealth or whatever it may be. And I think they're kind of mirroring that in this more modern aspect. It also explored the elitism that goes on in the industry, and it kind of made the comparison of football to the slave trade, because it shows in the film the really freaky kind of like Squid Game CEO type people are a bunch of old white dudes that basically buy and sell, football players to play this brutal game for them. So maybe that, I haven't read many reviews that were upset about that and that being said in this movie. So I don't think that's something people are particularly mad about, but maybe a lot of people don't like seeing their football industry, or if they're a big fan of football, maybe they don't like seeing it be talked about in that fashion. But I thought that was interesting. Isaiah White basically is the GOAT. He's like the Tom Brady of quarterbacks. You know, he's won like 8 seasons, and he's just amazing. But he's kind of getting near retirement, and so Tyreek Withers, or Cameron, he is like the runner-up college kind of kid that's gonna take his place. Isaiah White says, yo, show up to my like special place where I train and give me a week alone with you, and I'll see if you're the guy who can, you know, fill my shoes. He goes there, and then when he gets there, he finds out they do a horrible practice routines, like they're abusing people. They're just totally psychotic, really culty, freaky stuff. You don't even know what's actually happening and what's not, because he's getting drugged all the time. So a lot of spooky stuff like that. And Isaiah White, he keeps trying to convince our protagonist, Cameron, that you have to be willing to sacrifice everything, otherwise you're not in the position to take my place. Cameron, you know, in the beginning, he's liking it. The first day's normal, and then one of their practices, Isaiah White, every time Cameron messes up, he gets one of those football launcher machines and shoots it at somebody's face. Cameron starts getting uneasy about that, like, yo, what's going on? And maybe he could have been reacting a little more realistically. I've seen that as a critique too, but again, there wouldn't really be a movie then. To kind of wrap it up, in the end, what happens is Isaiah White, the quarterback, I think it's of the Chiefs, I don't remember, he is like alone in his quarters watching videos of people like praise him because he's kind of just a psychopath and obsessed with validation from other people. Cameron shows up in the room, and basically there's like a tunnel out of the room that leads to the signing of the contract with all the creepy old white CEOs and stuff, and basically they have to fight to the death, and whoever wins gets to go out, and he's the new like head of the NFL and all that stuff. And so they have a brutal fight. Of course, you know, spoiler warning, I'm going to be getting into spoilers, everybody, you've been warned. Cameron wins. He walks out to this really creepy football stadium. There's lots of like themes of America and maybe more things on the slave trade. He stands up like he's on an auction booth, you know, and then they're trying to convince him to sign, and he doesn't sign, but instead picks up an axe and just starts killing everybody. And then the last person who's been helping him along his entire journey, like from birth, they say, dude, you've been like molded from birth to be this guy. Like, we've been watching you since you were a baby, making sure you could fill this position. So really freaky stuff. There's a whole bunch of demonic, satanic undertones and rituals that are in this movie that I thought was pretty interesting. But yeah, he ends, and it's like he's not gonna be doing and keeping the cycle that every quarterback before him has been doing, and so he's kind of done. And it doesn't explain, you know, where he goes after this. It just explains that he broke the cycle. Another critique I keep seeing is that people thought the ending fell flat. I thought the ending made complete sense. I mean, what else was he supposed to do? Maybe they wanted more of like a Whiplash type ending where student becomes the master and then he's like the quarterback, and it's kind of got that dark ending, like this will keep happening in America. Maybe that's what they wanted. But I mean, I don't really have a problem when movies offer solutions. Of course, it's cool when there's that kind of haunting ending of something that says this is still happening and it will keep happening, and that kind of resides with you in a bit more of an eerie way. So maybe people wanted that type of ending. Maybe they just wanted to do something a little different where the protagonist breaks the cycle. I mean, that's pretty cool. He killed a bunch of like slave trade owners pretty much in the end of this movie. Like, were people not liking that? He killed a bunch of elite, you know, ultra rich, you know, assholes. Like, are we not fond of this? Are we not liking this? I like it. Like, he ends this neoliberal cultural shithole that America's stuck in right now. Me personally, I like that stuff. I like when that happens, and I think it's good to explore that and kind of say we should stop doing this. One review I saw in particular, or that my wife saw and showed to me, and this had like close to 50 or something likes on Letterboxd, and the very first line is, I know, she says, I don't get the point of the movie or something. I know it's that football is everything, yada, yada, yada. And I just feel like you have to be a rock to be watching this movie if that's your takeaway, dude. Like, that was not the point of this movie. That's like watching Whiplash and saying, oh, I guess the point of this movie is drumming is everything. Like, Sure, some people might think that, but that's not what the director intended. It's kind of like a simpleton way to digest that, I guess. I don't know. I disagree with that so strongly. This movie is against that really intense neoliberal, rise and grind, everything for the craft. That's something that's really hurting a lot of people and something that needs to be done away with. The whole, I don't know, Andrew Tate, work, don't give a shit about anything else. Like, I think we shouldn't be doing that. Anyone who watches this movie and says, oh, I guess it was trying to say that football is everything, like, no, it's a critique on football and on that type of mindset in work and stuff. Like, you're not supposed to sacrifice everything so you can, destroy your body playing football. Like, for what? For some fans? Like, that showcases in this movie, too, his freaky cult-like fans and how he loves them and he's obsessed with them. And they literally break into the house and try to kill our protagonist, Cameron, because they think he's going to take the place of their beloved Isaiah White. So it doesn't glorify this stuff at all, in my opinion. So if that's your take from this movie, that, oh, I guess it's just a big wet kiss to football, like, it's not. Very clearly, it literally makes parallels with the slave trade. The football and the slave trade. Like, that's insane, dude. Who is thinking this? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, I know this might be super controversial. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I need to go see it again and I'll hate it. But I don't like doing that, man. Like, you watched it the first time and you enjoyed yourself. I don't want to read a bunch of stuff about why people hate it or little things they didn't like. I feel like I pulled away the main message. I thought the main message was important and was interesting. I had a fun time watching this movie. Every second was visually stunning. The sound design was impeccable. Like, it was enjoyable to watch. It was never boring for me. And then I thought the message was really cool and interesting. And I don't know. I think everyone is upset about this. I'm not like, it's subjective. That's how this all works with movie reviewing. Even though a large hunk of people didn't like this movie, you could make an argument that this movie objectively is bad because a large amount of people that went and saw it did not like it. But I liked it. Worked for me. That's what I care about. So I'm willing to stand against the wave of haters that are ripping this movie apart. So I liked it. This is probably my most controversial movie take this year. But if you guys liked it, let me know in the comments. If you didn't like it, let me know in the comments. Actually, there's something else I thought was actually hilarious. I've been seeing a lot of people comparing one of the culty people who plays Isaiah White's wife in this movie. She's like this really pasty white lady played by Julia Fox, and a lot of people think that was hinting at Taylor Swift's culty grasp on the NFL, which I thought was pretty funny because she's like one of the head leaders of the whole culty, like, white slave trade type thing going on in the NFL, and how she, like, exploits people and gets them to do whatever. And so a lot of people are making her, or a lot of people are comparing her to Taylor Swift, and I thought that was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, gotta be honest, guys. That's my take. Make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, sorry that Dana Mason couldn't be here today, but it is what it is. I'm here for you. I love you guys. Yeah, see you next time.